If pharmaceuticals is better health through chemistry, medtech is better health through engineering. Software engineering, mechanical engineering, data engineering. You know, the advances in medicine and the knowledge that we're getting about how the mechanics of how the body works and the wonder of how everything fits together is fascinating to me. I moved 15 times before I went to college, all around the US. Change was just a constant. It was a new school and new friends, etc. The moves, while really challenging, I do think made me very adaptable. And I do think that really influenced my love for consulting and influenced my success at consulting. We ended up in Western Colorado in Grand Junction. Great place to raise kids for outdoors. It's 20 miles from the Utah border, but it definitely was a town that you didn't leave the state to go to college. But I wanted out. I wanted something different. So I ended up at Dartmouth. Was a history major, so my parents were very curious as to exactly how I was going to find a job, as was I. And Monitor was a small firm, and it was really easy for me to go international. And I wanted that. During the acquisition, I was actually based in China, and I wanted to go on a challenge and learning curve again, and Monitor needed leadership in Asia. I was doing a pretty narrow slice of strategy and commercial strategy, but to then suddenly have access to this giant playground, we make wildly more impact with clients because we can work on the stuff that actually really keeps leaders up at night, which is stockouts, which is a quality problem, which is your systems going down. There's better balance than it used to be, but it is a male-dominated industry. I've always been conscious of it because it's hard not to. You walk into a room and you are the only. What I have learned is to use the fact that I am a female in a male-dominated world to my advantage, to stand out, to have a voice, to make a difference. From the client service side, it's fantastic. I will go to the major medtech conferences and I'm the only female on the panel, and guess who they remember? I have a son who's 7.5. He's my one and only. I am wildly open that my son comes first. I do not take calls before 8:30 in the morning because you know what I'm going to do every day that I'm in town? I'm dropping him off at school. There's going to come a point really soon where my son doesn't want me to read him a bedtime story and snuggle, and at that time I will be available after 8 o'clock to do a call. But while he wants to snuggle with me, I am offline between 6 and 8. Period, end of story. I think that gives other people permission to set what their boundaries are and how they want to live their life and enable that. MedTech is the epitome of future of health. The consumerism, the data, the convergence, that all comes together in MedTech. And it's why it's one of the most fun areas to work in. It goes back to the immediate impact on individuals' lives when they can get the medicine they need or the device that makes them mobile again so that they can go swimming in the pool and actually fly to see their grandkids. The fact that I can enable our clients to make the impact that they do is humbling and powerful to me and is a strong part of motivation of why we do what we do. The things that I am excited about and why I intend to stay in it for the rest of my career is I love the intellectual challenge and the curiosity. I love the daily learning and the steep learning curve. And I love being surrounded by really smart, curious, really kind people. Taking that as a point of pride and taking that as a point of humility, particularly when you're in a leadership position, I think is both important and something that I enjoy and appreciate.